January 13th, 5 years clean and sober for me. Free from any mind-altering substances, anything. And it's been a blessing. My life is a blessing now. Especially where my life was at. You know, I was a heroin addict for about 10 years of my life. And it took me to some dark places. You know, made some bad choices, did things that I thought I would never do in my life, you know? And so many people along the way during my addiction always tried to help me, try to encourage me to change what I was doing. But ultimately, I hadn't been beat down and broken yet to a place of being desperate to do anything, having an open mind, you know? A few of the main reasons why I'm sober, first of all, is I had to get into rehab. I've been to rehab multiple times, but I had to go to rehab, you know, learn about myself a little bit, choices I've made, the things I've done, seek some therapy. The next thing I did was I continued therapy after rehab. So I continued therapy for about 6 to 8 months after I initially was released from rehab. And in that process as well, I also went to AA. You know, I got a sponsor, did the steps. You know, I do a 12-step program. And that's ultimately what has kept me on the path that I am on today. You know, I consistently look at myself and reflect every day on how my day is, what I did, how I acted, how I treated people. So I can continue to see where I went wrong. So therefore I can then change it to be a better person. You know, always looking inwardly at myself is huge. But I have a great life today. I really can't complain. It really is a blessing. You know, I in my sobriety, I got married. I have a son now. You know, I live in, you know, sunny Southern California. I have connections with my family. I have a great job. I make really good money. You know, I can't complain. But it all comes down to doing the shit that I didn't want to do. You know, I didn't really want to go to rehab. Nobody wants to go to rehab. You know, I didn't want to seek out therapy. I did it because I finally realized that I had a messed up childhood and I probably needed it. You know, I didn't want to go to AA. Nobody usually does. Nobody's super excited to go to AA. Let me tell you, you get so desperate that that's the last stop shop and you do what's suggested to you. But ultimately, I didn't want to do those things, but I put in the work anyway. And that's where I'm at today, you know, and that is what amounts from my success, is just putting in the work on doing things that I didn't want to do. And anybody can do that today, and you can be sober, you can have a great life. But I just wanted to make this video that sobriety is possible, that we do recover, and that you can have a super successful life and be who you want to be.